Ohio, the birthplace of aviation and the heart of it all, where with God all things are possible, and a state where there truly is so much to discover every single day of the year. Rich with history, made up of 88 unique counties and home to 11.6 million people, its breathtaking, diverse, and awe-inspiring landscapes make Ohio one amazing and enjoyable place to live and travel. With more than 70 state parks, the Buckeye State has numerous beautiful areas to explore and escape to. From stunning overlooks and state forest to hidden wetlands and scenic lake shores, there is always something photo-worthy to find in an Ohio state park during any season. Today, the trip will take us on an adventure to experience the wonder of nature living inside some of these wonderful state parks across Ohio. These are the 11 lesser-known state parks throughout Ohio that will simply amaze you and just don't get enough attention. Our journey begins 70 miles southeast of Columbus in Vinton County's MacArthur, Ohio, surrounded by the 28,614 acre Zaleski State Forest in the valley of Big Sandy Run. Dense, quiet, and full of natural life, this place truly feels uncharted. As the earthy smell of pine fills your senses and the sound of a distant bird and bullfrog call meets your ears, how can there be a better place to escape from the world? This is Lake Hope State Park. Home to 2,983 acres, Lake Hope is a wild, scenic, and serene natural paradise. It is a rugged, hilly, and heavily forested region traversed by steep gorges and narrow ridges with remnants of abandoned mining and iron-producing industries. This breathtaking scenery offers many opportunities for photographers, hikers, and historians alike to enjoy. The Hope Furnace was built here 164 years ago to process the iron ore extracted from the region's sandstone bedrock. Today, the Hope Furnace chimney and some of the foundation are all that remain, and legend has it that the furnace may be haunted. The gorgeous Lake Hope Lodge resides on the park property, surrounded by numerous and cozy sleeper cabins, bringing your escape away to life. And the lake views awaiting you from the back patio and deck here will simply amaze you. As we travel out of this area on Ohio 278, the memories remain of a peaceful visit on a beautiful day. Welcome to Salt Fork, Ohio's largest state park, encompassing 17,229 acres of land, 2,952 acres of water, and located in Guernsey County, 6 miles north of Lower City on State Route 22. The landscape of this rural and rustic area appears as a patchwork of forested rolling hills, open meadows, and misty valleys threaded by numerous streams, At the heart of this region is Salt Fork State Park, made up of the woodlands and fields flanking Salt Fork Reservoir. Salt Fork is said to have derived its name from a salt well used by Native Americans, which was located near the southeastern corner of the park. When the weather permits it, Salt Fork boasts numerous recreational facilities to suit nearly every taste, including archery, boating, swimming, fishing for largemouth bass, crappie, bluegill, walleye, and muskellunge, and the open expanse of Ohio's largest sand beach at 2,500 feet in length. This wonderful, wide, and calming space comes as a welcome variance from the over 14 hiking and walking trails that crisscross the surrounding land. It really is a beautiful area. Even with gray skies and looming storm clouds, being inside Salt Fork is a special feeling unlike no other. And as urban legend has it, you may even come across a Bigfoot or two on your way through. But for now, I will keep looking and begin to roll on down the road towards our next destination. It's a new day. As perfect blue skies await us, we find ourselves in southwestern Ohio, enjoying a relaxing water view. Greetings from Indian Lake State Park in Logan County. Located just off Route 235 near Lakeview, Ohio, along with featuring 2 beaches for swimmers to enjoy, this 5,000-acre man-made lake offers a variety of water-related recreational activities, including boating, fishing, jet skiing, and camping nearby. Campers here can enjoy the shade of large mature oak, sycamore, and maple trees situated across many picturesque plots inside Indian Lake State Park's 800 acres of land. In addition to lake access for boating, swimming, and fishing, there is an abundance of picnic areas, playgrounds, and clean beachfront to experience at Indian Lake. And there really is nothing better than sitting on the sand, looking out across the water and letting the wonder of this retreat wash over you. Despite Indian Lake's popularity as a year-round recreational area, the lake was not originally constructed with that purpose in mind. In the early 1800s, the primary means of commercial transportation was the canal system. Old Indian Lake was built in 1851 as a feeder lake for the Miami and Erie Canal to maintain the required 4-foot water depth. Indian Lake became a popular resort area at the turn of the century due to its central location on the old Toledo and Ohio Central Steam Line and the Ohio Electric Railway. At one time, Indian Lake was known as the Midwest's $1 Million Playground. Today, Indian Lake is an important resting spot for birds such as Canada geese, ducks, swans, egrets, and herons, and a must-see for tourists and local residents who want a break and vacation escape from Ohio's flat farmlands and monotony from the demands of everyday life. It is well worth the drive from wherever you call home, and is sure to relax you. We have arrived at Tinkers Creek State Park, located in northeast Ohio, just outside of Streetsboro on Aurora Hudson Road in Portage County. Offering a 15-acre spring-fed fishing lake, hiking trails, and scenic picnicking areas for get-togethers, the 355 total acres of swamps and marshlands of Tinkers Creek State Park harbor a variety of natural wonders. Cattail, buttonbush, and white swamp oak line the shores of this beautiful park, while herons, ducks, geese, and beaver can be found in the quiet waters. And coming across a resting water snake is certainly not out of the question here. The region of Tinkers Creek before European settlement was extremely valuable to Native Americans. This area is one of the highest points of the state and lies near the watershed divide in Ohio. The majority of Tinkers Creek State Park is maintained in its original state as a swamp and marshland. These wetlands owe their existence to the glaciers that invaded Ohio during the Pleistocene Ice Age. Huge blocks of ice broke free from the glaciers, creating depressions, which filled as the ice blocks melted. Over the ensuing 10,000 years, these kettle lakes have partially filled with sediment, leaving boggy wetlands with unique assemblages of plants and habitations. Tinkers Creek State Park, Liberty Creek area, is maintained by Summit Metroparks. Adjacent to the state park land is Tinkers Creek State Nature Preserve, featuring extensive marshes and a 1.5-mile trail known as the Seven Ponds Trail, taking us through the wetlands. An observation deck has also been constructed to allow visitors excellent views of waterfowl. The nearly 786-acre preserve teems with a great diversity of plant and animal life, and even though it is located near a large metropolitan region, the Tinkers Creek area has remained isolated from encroaching development and retains much of its pristine charm and natural integrity for travelers and locals to enjoy and always come back to. The journey continues in Quail Hollow, 30 minutes east of Akron in Hartville, Ohio. Operating as an Ohio state park since 1975, the Stark County Park System took over management in January 2016. Quail Hollow is a 701-acre landscape, including the historical 40-room Stewart Manor House, meadows, marshes, and pine and deciduous woods. Scenic woodland trails and beautifully manicured herb gardens offer a variety of natural and cultural experiences for visitors and are not to be missed. You could spend hours here just getting swept away and lost in the mesmerizing activity of insects and filling your soul with the fulfilling fragrances of flowers, swaying in a gentle breeze. Quail Hollow's habitat diversity allows for an abundance of plant and wildlife populations. The rolling terrain, stately woodlands, and wetland swamps of Quail Hollow are evidence of the effects of glaciation, which occurred over 14,000 years ago. Along the 8 interpretive and well-maintained hiking trails that exist here, evidence of the glaciers can be seen in exploring the many unique natural habitats, as well as the drainage system, soil composition, and topography of this area. If you are a nature lover, at Quail Hollow you'll find an unexpectedly warm, welcoming, and pleasant park for family and friends to enjoy, tucked away from it all. We are back on the road in southern Ohio as our journey passes near the banks of the Ohio River, traveling north on Ohio 125 toward Shawnee State Park in West Portsmouth, Scioto County. The first stop on this bright and hot June afternoon is Roosevelt Lake, one of 2 expanses of water to enjoy at Shawnee, which provide good catches of numerous fish species. Rowboats, canoes, kayaks, and pedal boats are also available for rent here. Located in the Appalachian foothills, Shawnee State Park's 1,095 acres are nestled in the 63,000-acre Shawnee State Forest. Once the hunting grounds of the Shawnee Indians, the region is one of the most picturesque in the state, featuring erosion-carved valleys and wooded hills. The rugged beauty of the area has earned it the nickname Ohio's Little Smokies and is thrilling to travel through. Aside from Shawnee's 65 miles of walking and bridle trails, Turkey Creek Lake, along with Roosevelt to the south, totals 68 acres for fishing, kayaking, and swimming enjoyment for people of all ages. The views across the water are breathtaking, inspiring, and sure to make you never want to leave. Whether you are staying at the majestic Shawnee Great Lodge Resort or in a rustic and homely cabin here, every area surrounding Shawnee State Park helps someone to leave their busy life behind and relax among incredible images of nature's wonder and beauty. Lands were acquired for the park in 1922, and it was first operated as Theodore Roosevelt State Game Preserve. In the 1930s, many of the roads and lakes of the area were constructed. In 1949, with the creation of the Ohio Department of Natural Resources and the Division of Parks and Recreation, the area became a state park and forest. The name was changed to Portsmouth State Park in the early 70s, but has since been changed back to Shawnee State Park. While the face of this region has changed a great deal over the years, through effective timber management practices by the state's Division of Forestry, Shawnee State Forest has regained much of its original appearance. Today, resource conservation programs coupled with wise land use practices at Shawnee State Park have assured that this stunning getaway will continue to maintain its natural splendor for the generations to come. The sun is beginning to set and rain clouds are moving in as we reach the next stop on our adventure. And what a great and sweeping view we have to take in. Located in Fayette and Pickaway counties, at the heart of Ohio's agricultural country, Deer Creek State Park is Central Ohio's vacation showplace, 7 miles outside of Mount Sterling. A collage of inviting meadows, hills, and woodlands surround the 1,277-acre scenic reservoir lake at Deer Creek, and the total 2,337 acres of this resort park also feature a modern lodge, cottages, campground, 1,700-foot swimming beach, and boating for outdoor activities. Picnic tables and grills are available across the land here, and the clean sand, pleasant setting, and quiet nature of the beachfront at Deer Creek State Park is surely one of Ohio's best. Visitors to the beach can see the impressive Deer Creek Lodge and Conference Center welcoming them, and for those open water adventurers, unlimited horsepower boating is permitted on Deer Creek Reservoir. It's truly a great summer vacation destination. Officially opening in 1974, Deer Creek State Park lies near the eastern edge of the Great Till Plains of Ohio. These relatively flat plains received their name from the glacier debris, or till, which is a mixture of clay, sand, silt, and gravel that was deposited by the glaciers. A cottage owned by Harry Doherty, the Attorney General under President Warren G. Harding, overlooks Deer Creek's valley. The rustic 1.5-story cottage was built in 1918, and the president was said to have visited this cottage, which now bears his name. Wildflowers abound in the fields and woodlands of the Till Plains. In spring, common flowers are Dutchman's breeches, rue anemone, trillium, spring beauty, and bloodroot. Summer months produce thimbleweed, wild lettuce, and daisy fleabane. Deer Creek State Park is a wonderful place to rest and de-stress, and look forward to the next time we pass by its way again. As we head towards the 8th lesser-known state park on our journey, the rolling, challenging, and steep terrain of eastern Ohio's Columbiana County greet us, making the descent down Echo Dell Road in East Liverpool to the 2,722-acre park laid out below. Some places have a different and emotional feeling around them. Some places are just special. With incredible atmosphere, historical significance, and scenic wonders to astonish you, Beaver Creek State Park is one of those truly special places. Nestled in the sandstone hills of eastern Ohio and officially established in 1949, Beaver Creek State Park, in the foothills of the Appalachian Mountains, is comprised of various habitats including bottomlands, a gorge, forest, and Little Beaver Creek, a state and national wild and scenic river that offers some of the best canoe trips anywhere. Here at one of Ohio's most stunning and breathtaking state parks, steep walls, high rock cliffs, and numerous gentle rapids characterize the Valley of Little Beaver. Geologically, this area is extremely unique, being the only stream valley in the U.S. yet described in which evidence of all 4 major glaciations is found. In the early part of the 1800s, networks of canals were built to open up the Ohio Territory to parts from the east by way of water passage. At Beaver Creek State Park, there still exists a part of a canal system from the 1830s. Some of the finest masonry and canal lock construction can be seen in Beaver Creek State Park at Lusk Lock, and its surrounding pond is enjoyed by many different species. An amazing landscape to visit with family and friends, the rich history of the area invites visitors to explore Beaver Creek's Pioneer Village, which is operated by the Friends of Beaver Creek State Park volunteers. Buildings in the Pioneer Village include Vaudrey Chapel, Paul Daly Schoolhouse, Floyd Lower Log Cabin, Theodore G. Appleby Blacksmith Shop, Thomas J. Malone Covered Bridge, and Gaston's operating water-powered gristmill. Originally built in 1837, Gaston Mill is the last of 6 water-powered gristmills that once operated along Beaver Creek, between Elkton and Fredericton. And while you are here, don't forget to visit the Beaver Creek Trading Post and Gift Shop and get a 100% accurate check of the weather conditions as well. The flora of the park contains several interesting and unusual species, some of which are more commonly found in northern regions. Canada yew, yellow and black birch, hemlock and mountain laurel can be found in the Deep Stream Valley, and 7 hiking trails give a close-up view to the dense and quiet woods awaiting your exploration. Beaver Creek State Park is a truly amazing place to experience for yourself, and you'll sense it immediately when you arrive. This is one special place. Dillon State Park, an ideal setting for camping, hiking, and kayaking, where the laid-back feeling of nature abounds on 2,285 acres. The wooded hills and scenic valleys of the Dillon area offer a picturesque setting for outdoor adventure. Whether boating the quiet coves and inlets of the lake or hiking the forest trails, you'll have an outstanding recreational experience. On Dillon Hills Drive, north of Zanesville in Nashport, Ohio, sits the 1,560-acre Dillon Lake, where boating and fishing enthusiasts retreat into their timeless world on the water. Dillon State Park in Muskingum County is situated in an area of the state that possesses diverse and interesting natural features resulting from the unique properties of the Black Hand Sandstone. Sand, eroded hundreds of millions of years ago from mountains farther east, accumulated in a vast delta in the sea, covering the region. This hard bedrock erodes to form sheer cliffs and supports a lush, hardwood forest. A 1,360-foot swimming beach is located here at Dillon. Always remember to have fun on the water, but know that blue-green algae are in many Ohio lakes, along with their toxins. At Dillon State Park, though, the water is fine. The rolling, reverting farmland of the Dillon area provides quiet visitors the opportunity to see some of Ohio's most magnificent wildlife and experience an excellent day trip. A highly recommended place on our journey through the lesser known, the pleasant environment at Dillon State Park will remain through the seasons. Another road lies before us, and many miles have been traveled as we near the end of our trip. Welcome to Paint Creek State Park, our 10th lesser-known destination. Located amid the breathtaking scenery of the Paint Creek Valley, The 5,652-acre Paint Creek State Park, created in 1974, features a large 1,190-acre lake with fine fishing, boating, swimming, picnicking, and rock climbing opportunities. Paint Creek Dam Site area, located on Paint Creek Lake, offers great times for outdoor recreation in the Scioto area of southwestern Ohio. A calm and expansive place, outdoor fans will enjoy and love to explore the rolling hills and streams of this scenic area. The underlying geology of the park is limestone, and significant limestone bluffs may be seen and hiked to just below the dam. Situated in the Highland and Ross counties of Ohio near Bainbridge, the Paint Creek region lies at the very edge of the Appalachian Plateau. This escarpment marks the boundary between the hilly eastern section of the state and the flatter western portions. Most of the plateau in southeastern Ohio was never reached by glaciers, although the Paint Creek area bears evidence of glacial activity. Before Paint Creek was impounded to form a reservoir, the creek valley was unrivaled in the state for its scenic beauty and natural displays. Some of this unspoiled land yet remains above the still waters of the lake, and the reservoir provides habitat for numerous waterfowl and shorebirds, as well as the great blue heron. We have been dodging rain and storms all day, and they have finally caught up to us as we arrive at Paint Creek Beach. Time to call it a day. We've reached the final point on our tour on a late summer afternoon. This is Mosquito Lake State Park, which lies in Trumbull County, near Cortland, Ohio. We catch a quick look of the Chimney Swift Tower before heading over to the beachfront and peaceful sounds of the water rolling in. It's easy to see why the exceptional water recreation, hiking, camping, and picnicking here attract visitors to Mosquito Lake State Park, with one of the largest lakes in Ohio coming in at 7,850 acres. Further, 2,483 acres of mature woodlands, vast marshes, and a 600-foot sand swimming beach provide safe haven for wildlife and will delight and fulfill nature enthusiasts. Mosquito Lake State Park derived its name from Mosquito Creek, a small stream that ran through the farming area of the local township. Based on some news accounts, local histories, and documents, land around the creek was a swamp. It spawned pesky mosquitoes during the summer months, and therefore named because of these biting insects. According to the area's history, the creek's shallow and stagnant water during the summer months created the mosquito menace for swimmers, fishermen, livestock, and those living close by. Many birds live in or migrate through the area, including robins, warblers, swallows, sparrows, and shorebirds. Seagulls are abundant across the landscape and are always waiting for a handout at Mosquito Lake and surrounding still marsh waters. We've had an incredible journey in 11 diverse, unique, and stunning parks, but now it's time to head for home. If you plan to visit any of these amazing and lesser-known state parks across Ohio, please be safe on your travels, and always make sure to have the time of your life along the way.
The rain's wrinkling on the window pane. It's dripping off of the tree line. It's as if your soul is here, softly calling me. Don't know if and I don't know how. One heart can save the day. It was on a day like this when you went away. Time after time I told myself I'd make it up to you. Now that you've gone away, still what I'm trying to do. Pretty flowers in the yard, pictures in the hall, two hearts like open windows for everyone to see. Took it all for granted. Too soon it slipped away. One heart learned its lesson when you went away. Time after time I told myself I'd make it up to you. Now that you've gone away, that's still what I'm trying to do. The rain's wrinkling on the window pane, and it's dripping off of the tree line. It's as if your soul is here, softly calling me. I don't know if and I don't know how. One heart can save the day. It was on a day like this when you went away. It was on a day like this